Welcome to Batchademia,
a podcast so educational it could be a university class.
With your hosts,
Danielle Dick McHugh,
Kim Hannah,
and Bill Henninger. Welcome, everybody. We are in our super special season of Bachelor in Paradise, where we have decided we do not have the time, the effort, or the mental sanity to do an episode every week. So we have joined forces like Voltron, and we are going to do 3 episodes throughout the season. You are in your first episode,
yes.
Season 8, episode 1, where we talk about the beginning of the season.
But you get all 3 of us.
All 3 of us.
So it's only 3 podcasts, but it's trifecta of amazing.
Yeah. It's like 9 times the fun. 3
Ooh,
times
nice.
9. Yeah, cubing it. All right. How y'all doing?
Good.
Okay.
I don't know. I think the moon is in a weird spot or something.
I would also agree to that. It has been a weird week.
No evidence.
No evidence.
I read somewhere that Mercury is in retrograde, and I still don't know what that means.
Also not. No evidence.
Of retrograde? Is there no evidence of retrograde?
No, retrograde's a thing, but its impact on people. Oh, man. All right.
What
Well,
about anecdotally?
Bill's all like, I study human behavior, and
I'm a scientist, gosh dang it. Listen, I'm a scientist of dating, and I have a podcast about The Bachelor. Respect me.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that is my battle cry.
Whatever. I found an article about astrology of Hocus Pocus characters today, and Virgo is Thackeray Binks. So you're welcome, America.
That is scientific. I'll go with that. All right. So I have a question of the day, and this one, and maybe you all don't like it. We can think of a better question. But I was driving home from a conference, and I was like, I'm really hungry. I got to stop and eat. And for whatever reason, I was compelled to go to Arby's, and I got a gyro, and then I had to go straight to work, and I had like gyro all over me. And it, like, in my mind now, I'm like, could you have picked a worse sloppy, like a burrito, Bill? But then I thought, what is your go-to road trip meal? And if you don't like that, then what is your favorite Halloween movie? But we can do that next time too. So
One time I ate a salad while driving down the interstate, and I was really proud of myself because I only spilled a little bit, but that is not my go-to road trip meal.
Do you have one?
I do. I always bring a cooler, and I make chicken salad wraps, and then I eat them all the way down and back. And then there's these really good almond butter filled pretzels made by Quinn's out of Colorado that I've discovered in the last year. And I took like 4 bags down to New Orleans with me, and I ate, and they're not like fun size bags. They're like bags, and I ate them all on the way down.
Good for you.
I think those have arrived you brought them over somewhere, and I've had them before at some point.
Mm-hmm.
They were delightful.
I like to leave them at different locations, like a pretzel ferry.
So we like to drink Monsters while we're on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this thing that, you never feel healthy. Like you're like, this is not contributing to longevity. I like Skittles while I'm driving, or something to chew. Like especially if I'm tired while I'm driving, like I'll chew bubble gum or something like that so I can blow bubbles. And then, I just like to eat McDonald's or something that I wouldn't normally get, like drive through McDonald's, eat something that makes you feel crappy.
Yeah. Well, you're going to feel crappy. You're like driving all day. So
just lean into it, right?
Yeah. I'm a big proponent. So if I have to get up early, I'm going to go to Burger King, and I'm going to get the ham, egg, and cheese sandwich with like those little tater round things, and then like a giant coffee. So that's my like road trip. If I'm forced to get up and drive really early, I'm like, all right. It's also my hangover cure. Yeah.
when we drove down to St. Louis to see the Cardinals and see Albert Pujols hit 695, we stopped at a gas station going down and coming back in Mount Vernon that had a Cinnabon inside of it. And that place smelled like heaven. It smelled so good because you walked in and the Cinnabon hit you right in the face. They also had an Arby's. And my sister and brother-in-law both got Arby's that morning.
Man, Arby's curly fries are amazing. But I don't think anything else is worth it at that place.
Their gyro's really good. I mean, it was delicious. Half of it was on me. And then I had to go into like 3 meetings today with like, and people are like, what happened to your shirt? It's like, I was driving home and I wanted a gyro. And you are watching, my hair is already, so it's like, imagine this in a meeting. It's like, I had to eat a gyro. Okay, people.
So I have 2 questions. One, what did it just like fall all over your lap while you were eating? Because gyros are not, they're messy.
Yeah, it came out the back end. I didn't cover the back end. You gotta eat it like
you gotta cover that back end, Bill.
Yep.
And then there is nowhere to stop between Omaha and Des Moines. So and then there's nowhere to stop between Ames and Cedar Falls. So you have a very small window of food driving from Omaha.
If you're on 20, hey everyone listening nationally, you're now getting integrated into Iowa gas station culture. On 20, after the bridge by Steamboat Rock, there's that big gas station, and it it's got an Arby's, and so that's where I made my fateful decision.
That's it. We're like the SNL skit about the Californians who give directions by highway numbers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, Iowa's very like, you're going to go down, okay? You're going to see a farm. It's going to have a Dalmatian statue, okay? You're going to go 6 more miles. It's going to be about 5 minutes. You're going to turn right at the cornpheld that has a little bit taller corn.
Statue there. Look for the chicken statue.
There's going to be a post that's painted like a dog. You're going to turn right there.
There's going to be some post with some cowboy boots over the top of it, and that's where you're going to take a right.
Yeah, if you go to the post with the cowboy hat, you're too far. You're going to turn around, okay? You get lost, ask for John. They'll know.
I love that we both like brought out accents for like the place that we live that has the accent of how we normally just talk.
Yeah. No, I have perfect diction. I'm like freaking Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw wishes he had your diction.
Right. All right. Well, that was a delightful turnoff. Okay. Recap. There's not really is there a recap for this show?
It's hard to recap Bachelor in Paradise because your recap is some people walked down, they had weird interactions with Jesse. Some girls were in swimsuits, boys were in various outfits. Some were wearing leaves, some were wearing swim trunks, some were wearing tennis shoes, some were wearing flip-flops. Margaritas were poured.
Here's a better way to do it. I think
you don't have milestones. You don't have like, oh, this was like this date and this was the rose ceremony. I mean, you do a little bit later on, but this like episode's a weird one.
Okay, y'all, indulge me. Here's what we're gonna do in lieu of a recap. Okay, this just came to me, and maybe this is the monster and half euro and like 7 cups of coffee I've had today. So if you were gonna, for all of our new listeners, which I'm sure there are 3 of them, how would you explain Bachelor in Paradise? They're going to watch it for the first day and you're like, all right, buckle up, buddy. I'm going to tell you what Bachelor in Paradise is like. Explain it to them. That'll be our recap. Each of us explain it in your own words.
Okay. I started. So do you want me to keep going?
Hell yeah. I'd love nothing more.
Okay, so a bunch of people from a bunch of different episodes, some of whom you liked and some of whom you didn't like from previous Bachelor and Bachelorette episodes, get recruited to a resort that I think we should all go to at some point and live out our own Bachelor in Paradise, margaritas on the beach world life. I want to walk down those stairs. But a bunch of people come together. They introduce people one at a time. There's a girl that walks down the stairs. She's in a bikini. She looks amazing. Then a boy walks down the stairs. He has an awkward interaction with the most boring host ever, Jesse Palmer. They interact. They meet on the beach. More people come in. They get excited when they see people they were hoping would be on the show. They get annoyed when they see people that they had to have known were going to be on the show, but they didn't want to see on the show, aka the Dementor. And then they hang out together the first night. They drink. They talk about how crazy it is that we're all on Bachelor in Paradise. Then they go to their bunk bed dorm room hostel in the weirdest looking hostel you could imagine, because they have to be in bunk beds because they're adults. And then the next morning they come out and they're in another swimsuit, and then they start pairing off, and then new people also come down, and then Wells shows up at the bar and he's having a great time, and we all love Wells, and Wells should be the host. And then there's more drama because then people are starting to partner off, and then what's her bucket? Kira comes in and Jill's pissed because she was here for Romeo, and then two people, Andrew and the girl that Andrew was excited to see. Serene?
No, because Serene and Brandon.
Andrew got
Jill.
someone. Who?
Jill's
Romeo, because Jill and Kira had drama. Anyway, it doesn't matter. People are pairing up.
They're interchangeable.
Also, at some point, Jacob came in wearing a leaf, and he thought it was really clever, and everyone else was like, gross. And then the next day, he was wearing actual clothes. And then by the end, you're starting to see that some of the drama. Wells is adorable, Jesse's boring, and there's beautiful vistas of the ocean. And they were running away from crabs at some point too. Someone was afraid of crabs.
That was a good recap.
That was a great recap.
I'd go.
My recap, free for all.
Okay. I'd go with questions. Do you like attractive people? Yes. Do you want to see paradise? Yes. Do you want to see very entitled people get drunk and then complain about how someone doesn't like them? Yes. I've got a show for you. Boom.
Perfection.
It was Teddy. Andrew.
Teddy. Yeah. She's not on my list. Well, abc.com. Come on.
She was like the first person on the beach.
Yeah. All right. How about we talk about some of the contestants? How about we go yay or nay on them? Like, you like them, you don't.
Okay.
All right. Romeo.
Meh.
He doesn't have a backbone.
He doesn't have a backbone. Yeah, that was a weird. I think we were texting at that point.
So, I was a little proud of him though, because it's clear that he doesn't have a backbone. And then he tried so hard to be clear about things in the least unsure way that I've ever heard. But he did get it out of his mouth to her that he was interested in Jill and not her, and that he wanted them to just be friends. And she put the pressure on him, and it was a very weak commitment, but he did it.
He committed, yeah.
He did it. It came out of his mouth that he was interested in Jill and not Kara.
Yes, Kira.
Kira, the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor. Can you imagine if you're like, oh man, that person performed my surgery last week?
I feel like Kira gives is the epitome of, do you know what you call a medical student who gets a D? A doctor.
The doctor. Okay. So how are we feeling about Kira?
Yeah.
I
think she's there for drama.
I like her.
And so in that way, she's going to be a great character.
I enjoy Kira.
I don't know. Whose season? Where is she from? Like, I didn't recognize her.
No idea.
I felt like the poor girl was just sweaty and horny and like, I don't know. Maybe she just works so hard. She's just like burnt out, and like she finally gets to let loose. And like here we are like judging her. She also the one that there's drama around, because didn't she say that she could have been a porn star in another life?
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think she did say that. Yeah.
So Joe, grocery store Joe, is put out a tweet that he's getting all this backlash for, because he basically said like is she looking for Twitter fans or only like what is it called?
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Oh, only fan.
And people were like, oh, like we're really like accusing him of like slut shaming her, and I'm like, dude, like she said herself that she like would be a porn star in another life. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, simply saying, is she only out here for OnlyFans? It's not what like he like made fun of her for that. He just, yeah.
Well, isn't everyone on Bachelor in Paradise to get more famous?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just being more honest about it.
I am in support of her living whatever past life she wanted to and
Your
whatever life she's living now.
Yep.
But yeah, that was like the weirdest like no drama on Twitter. Yeah. It was like everybody's feeling sensitive today. See,
I do respect your opinion of she works really hard as a doctor and she just wants to have a really good time, and that's what you do in Mexico, right? So get it, girl.
What do we think about Jill, the other side of this equation?
So I remember Jill from Clayton's season, and she was the architectural historian from Rhode Island who was just a little bit high strung.
Yeah.
And she still is. So
I don't think I would like her in real life. You know, there's something, I don't know. That being said, I also like feel a little bad for her. Like she's so like, I'm just glad that she's maybe getting the attention that she wants from Romeo.
Yeah.
Yes. They seem to enjoy each other's company.
Did they say they went to high school together?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. They had a free reception at this conference, and like I had a day, and so I got there and I downed like 4 really cheap cranberry vodkas because like I was just like just that. The guy's like, "You want a cranberry vodka?" I was like, "I want what you have in your hand. I want 4 of them." Chugged them, ran and got sushi, ran back to my hotel room so I could watch Bachelor in Paradise. So all this is a bit hazy. I like Jill. I think she is really cute. Like looks wise, I think she's very attractive. And then I think you know, as long as I'm not involved, I think her high strungness is kind of endearing.
All right. I support that.
What about Michael? Alio.
How did he get on this show?
I don't like that he's on Paradise.
So I think it was funny. Remember when he was on, I don't remember whose season he was on. Was it Katie's?
Yeah.
And like there were all these memes going around, and it's like what men think women want. And it was like great big Jack guys, like what they really want. It was like Michael in a cardigan. But then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'm going full TRT. Like he is jacked, man, which
He's super jacked.
Good for him if that's what he wants. But I hope he didn't do it just because he's like, I need to be more manly.
Well, and I was thinking as he was interacting with all of the women that he was interacting with, I'm not sure any of them are stepmom material.
No,
yeah.
Did you all feel like the age difference between the women and the men was like, I mean, I know they kept saying it, but man, it felt like really stark.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I noticed about this episode, and I first noticed it because of Michael actually, is I feel they're repeating storylines from the last season of Bachelor in Paradise. Right? So you have Michael, who's like this wholesome dude, kind of like grocery store Joe, only better. And like I feel like you kind of feel that angle. And then they were like showing everything as like, oh, an ambulance comes and like they get kicked off the island for a little bit. And I was like, isn't this what we just watched? Like I felt like a deja vu, but the first time that I really noticed that I felt like they were setting up similar plot lines was with Michael A. And like, you know, because remember how Grocery Store Joe too was like, oh, I just feel too old for Paradise.
Yeah.
And everything. And then it like he was kind of talking about that, and I think maybe one other person.
Casey's really old too. Really old.
And I think there's such a weird variety of like people that are like, I'm here to like go to the boom boom room or whatever they call it. And then like other people that are like, no, like I really just believe that paradise is the place I'm gonna meet my person. And Michael A is definitely the wholesome, like I'm here to meet my person.
Yes. Yeah.
But if he wasn't, like if he had changed from his season and was on Bachelor, like I'm ready to get freaky and lose, I don't think people would like that. I think they need him to be.
Maybe that's really who he is. Like we assume that he's not, but he hasn't had an opportunity to show that he's, there was a guy on like one of the seasons that was like everyone thought he was this wholesome guy, and he got on Bachelor in Paradise. I think he was on
Blake. It was Blake Horstrom or whatever. And then he just got like, I mean, it like destroyed him. He's like still in therapy.
Yes, whenever they like talk to him, it's like I forget. I want to be forgiven for Stagecoach.
Yes. Oh, that was just brutal to watch.
Yeah.
Like the downfall of like the hero. Yeah, there's something I was gonna say, but I lost it.
Any other contestants?
But I want Kira and Michael. Maybe they need to hook up. Maybe they're just these people, Michael's so busy being a dad, she's busy being a doctor. They're just here and they need to let loose with each other.
I like it.
Do we feel like Shanae is going to get, is anyone really, the thing with Shanae is that she cray, but she is good looking. Where there was the lady in the past,
Victoria,
who it was like, she wasn't really that, like, I feel like Shanae at least has that going for her, right? Like, maybe not.
I worry about Shanae. I think like there's these little, I think what's interesting to me.
I love Danielle so much. She worries like this person, like we're all like coming in with pitchforks and Danielle's like, hold on.
I'm concerned about Shanae. Okay, so there's little things. Okay, so she is like this person that you're kind of awful, right? But there are these little moments that you see her crack and you feel like she's like a human, right? Like there's like these little moments that you see her maybe legitimately, genuinely being like hurt by something. Or there's like these moments where she also is like a human. She like gets anxious and she gets like splotchy red. And I'm like, you are gorgeous, but you're like a normal person. You splotch when you're nervous.
I thought she was
instead of, go ahead, Bill.
No, go ahead, Kim.
Maybe instead of the Bachelor franchise, she should get a counselor and work on herself.
That could be like an offshoot show. It's like everybody, it's like all the characters that you know and love from the Bachelor franchise now, like watch them on their journey to wellness after we've destroyed them. And it's just like we can watch their therapy sessions live.
I feel like that would be more of a Fox network idea than an ABC network idea.
I think actual therapy sessions are really boring, and you'd be like, I just don't know, what are we going to talk about? And therapist's like, well, how do you want to start? It's like, well, I've been having a pretty good week, so this happened, and it'd be like, oh god. I thought she was really nice to Lace, not Lacey, Lace. Somebody
Lace, not loose. Oops.
Who is Lace?
No idea.
I don't know, but I am flabbergasted a person named their child Lace.
I just love that Logan pulled like a Rachel Nicole on her.
I did really like when he was like,
everyone it was her birthday, so they would pay attention to her. And I saw that one of the, I think it was Teddy on her Twitter or Instagram, like on Monday or Tuesday or whenever it was, went, this is me finding out right now that it wasn't actually her birthday on the aisle.
I like love it. Like that is like the perfect, like that's why I come to Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, this is what I'm here for. Thank you. Like
Well,
bring it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I thought the fake birthday was brilliant.
I don't hate it as an icebreaker.
I would have, if someone would have pulled that on me, I would have liked them even more. Like I probably would have pursued them because I feel like that takes some sense of humor and planning. Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, you're not really hurting anybody by this. So like,
yeah,
nobody's buying each other shots on this, like in this situation, right?
Right.
Well, and she got ice cream out of it. She got a fun little sundae that she got to eat. I would say it's my birthday all the time if I got ice cream.
Now, again, this point of the night is hazy for me, but did she get cake or was it ice cream?
It looked like ice cream.
Okay. What I appreciated was that she used it to pull a dude. The dude then called her loose. But
yeah.
Well, okay, so in some of the previews, because we can talk about Logan a little bit, because like Logan, I did not understand the appeal on Gabby and Rachel's season.
And then now you do, or
no.
okay.
I have to say,
Even less.
like, I felt like he just kind of looked disheveled.
Yeah.
So like I don't necessarily find Logan that attractive to begin with. And then like he just kind of looked unraveled. And I'm like, did they send him, like, did he just like recover from COVID and they immediately sent him here?
Did he have COVID or did they pull him off the ship and send him directly to Mexico and say he had COVID?
There was a lot of plotting about that. I do think that he came out, somebody asked him that, I don't know, maybe it was on a podcast, and he said no, he really had COVID. But I do think that they sent him to Bachelor in Paradise like right after that.
Yeah, he looked rough.
Bachelor
and he also
Data,
he looked very
like
drunk.
a timeline. Bachelor Data has a timeline where she like to see like, I think when he would have gone here and when filming was, and
I thought he looked drunk, man. He looked like just 3 sheets, like yeah, sweaty.
I thought Sierra was on something. When she walked down the stairs and was interacting with Jesse, she seemed like she was on something. And then she seemed kind of floopy the whole time she was that first night. She seemed floopy. So maybe they were giving him something to calm their nerves at the hotel before they sent him down the stairs.
Yeah, maybe they got to pregame. Anyone else of note we need to talk about?
Andrew is delightful and he's too pure for this world. And I'm so glad he's on The Bachelor in Paradise because I hope he just has a rip-roaring fun time.
Well, he has such a wonderful smile, and it seems like him and Teddy are kind of hitting it off. And Teddy's also this kind of like pure and like lovely human.
Teddy the Virgin. Isn't that what she called herself?
Is she still?
She introduced herself as Teddy the Virgin.
Okay.
So okay, there were a few people that I was like, I don't know who you are. Okay, so one, let's talk about IBS girl.
Is that Heidi?
Hunter.
All 3 of us had different names, but I feel like Danielle's is the right one.
I am killing it, guys.
Isn't that funny that I got the name right? Oh my goodness. So they started out with her, right?
Yeah.
Like she showed her right away. And she had all this toilet paper and IBS, and they kind of made a big deal about it. And like the whole time I was watching, I was like, why is it like a big deal that you're admitting that you have IBS on national television?
And I don't remember it being part of her persona on the season of The Bachelor she was on. I mean, I don't think she was on for very long, but I don't remember that being a thing we knew about her before. But they made it seem like we did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. She used to work at Disney as a princess.
That tracks.
She played Rapunzel.
But I feel like if you have IBS, it would be very difficult to be a costumed person because you would have to like run a lot in your costume to the bathroom, and that's a lot of layers of skirt to deal
Yeah.
with.
Here's an interesting. She said if she dates anyone, they need to really like food because she's a huge foodie. I feel like having IBS would really limit you.
Maybe that is code for eating disorder.
Oh.
She eats a lot, and then it doesn't stay in her very long.
Well, I will say, like, I also know that different people can have kind of like what sort of triggers your IBS and things like that is different for different people. And like, I think for some people it's a lot more manageable than others, and different foods, you know, like I know somebody that like their big trigger for IBS is apples, you know, like, you know, and so like it's very different, you know, like it's different triggers, I think, for different people too.
I feel like if you have digestive disorders, Mexico might not be the best vacation spot for you, though.
Yeah. Ryan lost like 6 pounds on our honeymoon.
Any thoughts on Jordan DeFilippo? Johnny. Jesus.
Johnny.
No. Oh, his rap was atrocious. I was embarrassed for America when he was rapping.
Yes.
At the beginning of the episode.
No. I don't like, I think that I saw a few memes and I didn't realize it till I saw the memes, that you realize kind of how awful Gabby and Rachel's men were. Right? Like on one hand, like Rachel and Gabby's men seemed like mature. Like they didn't fight. There wasn't like the drama. But then like you bring them on and you compare them to Katie's men.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my goodness, like I would much rather hang out with Andrew and Michael and you're like, whoa.
I just feel like Johnny
Logan.
was gifted with a lot of looks and not a lot of anything else. Like he's just not like, he doesn't have a lot of charisma. He's kind of dorky. Like you can tell he's trying to be cool, but it's just not in a way that's like actually is cool.
He's like so like there's Danny Zuko and there's Kaniki and then there's like Putsy.
Yeah.
And Duty. And he's like Putsy and Duty. He's not like Kaniki and Danny Zuko.
I was going to say Seth Green's character from Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh! Solid reference.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else of note? I would say I really like Genevieve. I don't know why, but I get it. She seems like a nice person. She seems very awkward, but she's trying really hard.
Okay.
It'd be fun to hang out with.
See, I liked her when we watched her before, but I find her to be a little much like in this episode.
If y'all can't see Danielle, she is gesticulating hard. She's doing a lot of like wrist flip. I find her to be.
It is how I am trying to persuade you. I'm persuading you with my gesture.
It's working. It's working.
I'm not happy with her, and I want you to know about it.
Off with her head.
I like Genevieve. I just feel, I mean, I think she's going to be great for Bachelor in Paradise, but I feel like she just makes things that don't have to be big into big things.
Yeah, I think she's that person in your group of friends that everybody would like if anyone was mean to them, you'd go to bat for them. But like in your group of friends, it's like, oh, fuck Genevieve, like this does not have to be a big deal. Come on, you know?
Like I have to pep talk myself like in every meeting I'm in. Danielle, don't be the Genevieve of this.
Next time we're in a meeting and you say something, I'm gonna be like, quit being a Genevieve.
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 Tomorrow.
I mean Danielle.
Now.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Let's see. We talked about the fake birthday. That was on our list. Who ends up together so far? Is there any matches so far that we have?
Andrew and Teddy had the date card.
Oh, we gotta talk about Brandon and Serene. they had to have known each other. Andrew and Teddy, I felt like I'm like, have they met before? Like, have they been talking? I kind of felt the same way with Brandon and Serene. They're like, hi, make out, coupled up.
They were very excited to see each other.
Yeah, I always don't know how that works when they're like, I've been waiting to meet this person. And it's like they gotta like know each other, right? Like through mutual people. I know they hang out, and it's like you're also like top 1% of attractiveness in the world. It's like it can't be that hard to like send them a message on Instagram like, hey, I'm so and so, I'm from this season, I'm gonna be here, let me know, let's meet up. But they like get very junior high-ish about it. They're like, I just hope they're here.
I mean, the entire show is junior high.
That's true.
You know, in their
X-rated junior high.
Do they in their contracts have to like agree that they won't disclose that they're going to be on the show?
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I just think it's very, I don't, it can't be hard. Like if you were that attractive and like you follow half of them on Instagram and they get like all their crap paid, you know, they're like, I went to this place, I was here for a week. And you know, it's like some company paid them to come like promote something out there. So I'm sure they can like get to wherever each other live. And then, you know, you just send them a text and say, hey, you want to go out for coffee?
I once went to a bar.
I'm romantic, by the way.
Where Mike the Situation was paid to make an appearance from Jersey Shore. It was when I lived in Minnesota, and he was paid $10,000 to hang out at this bar in downtown Minneapolis. And we went, I don't even know if we knew he was going to be there, but we ended up being there, and it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever been a part of. And so I have to imagine that when these guys are paid to go places, they act similarly to how Mike the Situation acted, which was like a giant tool bag. So I hope they get paid really well and get lots of free drinks and just have the best time ever.
Off topic. Why am I not paid to go to bars here in town and promote? I would do that. There's nowhere in my faculty contract that prohibits me. Listen up, Sharkies. You want to bring in the crew. Danielle.
We should make public appearances, you guys.
Oh, my goodness.
I will say that he, all he did was walk around and lift up his shirt so people could see his six-pack.
Oh,
I don't know. Like I've needed some motivation to get back in shape. So like if I needed to like show my six-pack for $10,000.
I have to interrupt for a late breaking news. My aunt so for those of you who don't remember, I'm hanging out with my aunt living with my aunt while I house hunt. And she just wrote, I'm going to read this verbatim, okay? If it's appropriate, you can tell them your aunt watched a little and thought one guy was so cute and nice. And I will say that Auntie thinks Andrew is cute and nice.
So if things don't work,
it was Andrew. So if things don't work out with Andrew,
yeah, is Auntie single and ready to mingle?
Aunt Billy is available to say hi.
Oh boy.
Let's make it happen.
I love it.
Right. So I have two more things, and then maybe we should start moving towards wrapping up here. One, if we were asked to go out to a bar, what would be the thing that like your like signature thing that people would come up and be like, mine would be, they would be asking me about like dating stuff, right? Because I've kind of got that moniker now, and I teach like 200 students or 250 students in our like psych dating class, you know, our psychology of dating class. So
I like to imagine come up and be like, hey Danielle, would you sign my planner?
That's exactly like they start to, I need you to sign, and they'll like pull out their planner, my planner.
I think mine would be, hey, we need a sixth person for our trivia team. Can we add you for the night? We need your 1950s musical theater knowledge. And I would say, I'm all in. Thank you for asking.
Kimbo Hanimal is the ringer when it comes to trivia. We have placed many a time based only on Kim's knowledge of obscure movies and songs.
So I'm not very good at trivia. But in grad school, the way that we would pay for food is we would play trivia nights, because many of the other grad students were really good at it. But what I was good at is all the dares. So
Oh.
went to this like particularly trashy trivia night where they would where like if you didn't like if there was a tie, you'd have to have like dance offs or like they do different like contests, right? And a lot of times like the girls would just like lap dance like the MC and stuff like that. And so like I was married. I'm not even prior to that, you all, I'm not a lap dance kind of a person. And so I'm there like in my cardigan, like and like they're like, Danielle, you have to go up there. And so like the other contestants are like these younger college kids. They're like lap dances and DJ. I like go down. I start doing like the Running Man. And then like I get on the ground and do coffee grinders in my cardigan and I won.
Nice.
So that is my like trivia spotlight moment.
I think that's a good I think that is lessons learned. I'll go first. Danielle, I need to know what a coffee grinder is. Is that just like you do like the
No, it's where you're on the ground and you have like out and you go around.
Oh.
Kind of like a breakdance move.
Can you do that now?
Yeah.
Really?
I'll show you tomorrow in academic positioning.
I think I would dislocate my hip if I tried it.
Oh no, I could teach you.
I learned what the coffee grinder was today.
Yeah.
I learned that we don't do trivia right because there were never any dares at our trivias, and I would be all in on dares as well.
Oh, some of them some of them were interesting.
I can see why you would be a ringer, Danielle, because you are like, you do not get embarrassed. Like you would be, it's one of my favorite qualities about you. You were like, just like.
I do. I just push through it. I'm trying to think. I don't know what I learned about. I feel like one of the reasons I like Bachelor in Paradise is that I don't learn.
I love it.
So,
Kim, did you do a lesson learned? I don't think I heard it.
Well, I kind of already did because I said I learned that our trivia nights weren't as much fun as the trivia nights at LSU. No, where did you get your?
Yeah, it was LSU.
Yes. But I think my lesson learned is that I think Jesse Palmer is even more boring in Mexico, and they need to bring back the really fun rotating guy. Yeah. I loved the rotating host last season. I thought that was really fun, and I want that back because he's not fun. And also I learned that he should not wear flesh-colored pants. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring back David Spade.
Bring back David.
David Spade was so good.
Or the guy who played Titus Andromedon.
Oh yeah. Titus Burgess.
Titus Burgess. Oh, I loved him. All right, so I got our city shout out, Marston Mills, Massachusetts, which is in like the far little like kind of shoe thing in Massachusetts down there.
Do you mean the Cape?
Yeah, well, it's like, there's like that chute and then it looks like a foot, like a boot almost. That's
the Cape. You're talking about Cape Cod, Bill.
Okay, well, I'm calling it the boot. Yeah.
Have you read no romance novels? They all take place there.
Effing Easterners, it's the Cape. It's a boot. Don't lie to me. Don't call it that. It's a boot. It is a village. There is not a lot about it. It was settled in 1653. Its zip code is 02648. It's in the Eastern time zone. It's got a main street that's got a library, public library. It's got a church. It's got an elementary school and a hall, and it has several lakes, many notable ones: Cranberry Bogs, ponds, including Mystic Lake, Middle Pond, Hamblin Pond, and Shovelbowl Pond. No saltwater beaches, although Prince Cove has saltwater access.
Remind me again what it is.
Marstons Mills, Massachusetts. I liked it because there was really good alliteration. The triple
Okay,
N.
so it's part of Barnstable, and the person who's listening might be my cousin.
Ah.
Hi, Kim's cousin. Thanks
Hi,
for
Kim's.
listening.
It might be my cousin Diane, and hello Diane if that's you.
Hi, Dan.
Like such a Kim family episode.
Could you possibly start referring to where you live as the boot and not the cape?
It might be, I don't know.
Oh, this is lovely.
All right. Well, man, this is an easy. Bye, Kim's cousin Diane. Everyone have a good weekend. Enjoy your Friday. And anything else?
Bachelor in Paradise.
We'll see
Here
you
we
midway
go.
through. Midway through.
We'll
we
see
will
you in a
record
few
another
weeks.
episode. Bye, everybody.
You have been listening to Bacheloremia
With your hosts, Danielle Dick McGee.
Kim Hannah.
And Bill Henning.
All thoughts and opinions expressed on the show are solely those of the person who spoke them.
If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe to the show, leaving a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Also, please share with your family, friends, colleagues, and other ardent Bachelor fans.
If you have comments or questions you would like us to address on the show, you can email us at bacheloremia@gmail.com.
Or on the Twitter with the handle @Bacheloremia.
Thanks for listening.